Yeah, right, right. Do you wanna let me explain it to you. Do you wanna really make a change? Don't vote. If enough people get out there and do something else besides vote, you know, we have two parties. They're going against each other. One's gonna get more of the vote. One's gonna get less. One's gonna win. One's gonna lose. One's gonna get in. One's not. One's gonna stay in or whatever. But it's the same shit. It's the same fucking shit. I don't care what you tell me. Anybody on this Trump thing? Yeah, a lot of it sounds great. But what happens always when one power structure is removed and replaced with other power structures? What do you see? That's going on now. You say Biden's in office, and there's these controllers, there's these people behind with money, and there's this, and there's that, and there's that. So we're going to replace that, and say, for instance, with Donald Trump, and we know who his backers are. He's got Elon Musk and a few other prominent people. Now those are going to turn into the power structure that is. So, and the same way all the Republicans and anybody on this wave now that feels the way they feel about the Democrats, when the Republicans get in office, the Democrats who lose are going to feel the same way about Trump and say the same exact things about his power structure and the real people behind the scenes. And rightfully so for all Americans to ask of both sides. You know, what is that going to be? And it always ends up being more of the same. It's a different name. More of the same. It's a different name, a different location. Used to be over here, now it's over here. These people were once taken care of, now they're getting fucked. These people, and vice versa, same thing. Now you're not screwing these people, but you're screwing these people. None of them. Speak of all inclusiveness. When's the last time you heard across the aisle? They used to bullshit us, at least with, I'm going to go across the aisle and I'm going to do, they don't even talk about that anymore. There's divisions. That's it. And choosing to vote and actually voting, by doing so, you choose division. For example, if I invite you to my house as an honored guest, and I say, since you're such an honored guest, I'm going to break out 2 fine gourmet meals. I bring out the silver trays. I open one. It's a nice steaming pile of dog shit. I open the next one. It's a nice steaming pile of cat shit. I tell you, here you go. You gotta eat. What do? You ain't gonna fucking eat. You're gonna say, no, thank you. Same shit with this. No pun intended. Who cares? Whatever. With this election. Same thing. They give you 2 steaming piles of dog shit and cat shit and tell you to choose one and eat one. And if you don't vote, you are not doing your civic duty. You are un-American. And my favorite, you don't have a say in this conversation if you don't vote. Case in point, or for example, or ergo, this go, that go, let go. Having a conversation with a lady who's on welfare. I don't care about welfare. Take whatever you can, whatever they're giving, take it to all. Money's not real anyways. That's a different thing. But was telling me, I had no right to speak on the topic because I'm not voting. Can't complain because I'm not voting. I've done other things in life. But I'm not voting this election, so told me I can't speak. How ridiculous is that? Where is it saying in the Constitution or anywhere that if you don't vote, you can't have an opinion that's just as respected as anybody's? I vote because I choose. I would vote if I chose to vote. I choose not to vote. As if enough people did choose to not vote, what would occur? Instead of 100 million votes being cast, let's say, there would be 75 million. Imagine 25 million less votes than the average. That would mean that there's at least an opportunity. Now imagine if there was 50 million less votes. Imagine half the population didn't turn out. A party, a new party, would rise that represented that party. A new party would emerge. Just to represent the non-voters. Choose to be a non-voter. If enough people do it, you would change the system. And the system is part of what it is that is designed and keeps us divided by keeping us conformed to structures of voting for things that are presented to us, not presented by us for us. It's presented to us by them, those that do not identify with the majority of us that do the voting. So one way or another, a sheep with or without covers, it's the same thing you're voting for, no matter what. Sort of like this pomegranate. Actually, it has nothing to do with this pomegranate. It has to do with common sense and simple. They say this thing, which I'm not sure is even true. I don't even agree with that. The definition of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is something. We've been doing the same thing for a while with our systems, political systems. It doesn't work. The country, both sides. How can the country be doing well if the country's doing so good for the 4 years that you're president, and then it can be just dismantled and destroyed in 4 or 8 years, and then you've taken it and now it's running great, and then you pass it off and now everything's turned to shit? No, that's how it always goes. So that's not working. That doesn't work. We need consistency. So try something different. All your models have failed. All your designs are dissolved by doing it, by carrying it out and trying them. And we'll say in earnest that everything was done in earnest. It just failed. Time to step back at the system and look at it. All systems. Take, for instance, let's take one of the biggest systems and just get it right out there. What's the best way to not have somebody do something